We are joined again today here with Suzanne Aslam, who is the reigning pageant winner for Miss Arab USA 2012. We were actually there. We covered the event and had a lot of fun. It was a great cultural event. I absolutely love going. These types of things are absolutely wonderful. We're hoping to be joined a little bit later in the show by Ashraf, who is the founder of the pageant and is also the founder of the Arab American Festival, if I got that correctly. And
the Arab American Association.
And the Arab American Association, who puts on the festival, is that correct? I actually go to those events and have a wonderful time.
Oh, you're so cool.
Yeah. So on my, if you ever got into my into my phone and my Rhapsody, it has about 30% of the music has to do with Mediterranean. Turkish pop is my favorite, actually.
That's so fun.
So yeah, one day I'm gonna go clubbing in Turkey.
That would be such an experience.
Definitely it would. So, but thank you, Suzanne, for joining us. And we just before the break, we were talking a little bit about your acting career and how that came about. And so you had done some plays earlier, but you wouldn't call yourself an accomplished actress prior to getting into college. But tell us again how that all kind of came about for you.
So my professors wanted me to be in a class where we studied how to not just be in a play, but the production behind the play. We ran the whole thing. We did costuming, lighting, everything. We did on our own, and then we would tour to different schools and produce the play. And it was wonderful because there was always a Q&A and the kids asked really honest questions, so it was always really fun to kind of just see how excited they would be about. And it was always Shakespeare. We always did plays that it was adapted for kids, of course, but it was just really nice to kind of get them cultured and teach them about the classics. And then from there, I just realized how much I loved it, and the kind of high that I got from being on stage was something that you can't find anywhere, or that I've never found anywhere. And I enjoy playing another character. I think it's a lot of fun to just be another person, and I never feel more alive than I do on stage or in front of the camera. And I just knew that that's what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. If I've never felt that way before, so it just kind of made sense to me to kind of pursue that alongside with my human rights. The two kind of go hand in hand. I don't like one more than the other. They're just so different. But I try as hard as I can to kind of bring them together.
Has to do with being in the public eye. So you actually went back to Palestine on a peacekeeping mission. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I went twice. Well, I go and visit my family as often as I can afford to go. But twice I went. Once for an internship through my university. You have to either work in an office of some kind or do a field internship. And I thought, my God, I have to go abroad and really apply what I've learned. And so I went with my best friend. We did a peacekeeping mission where we worked with an organization called Christian Peacemaker Team, and they literally put themselves in between two people that are fighting, their actual body. So it was dangerous. It was exciting. We learned a lot. We were involved in a lot of demonstrations that kids actually put together, and we would go there to protect the kids and really empower the kids. The whole thing was nonviolent direct action, so they kind of always said that you can fight for what you believe in, but do it in a way that is peaceful.
At the pageant, were you the one that was asked about the Gandhi?
Gandhi, that was me.
Yes, that was a great. Would you mind repeating what you said?
It was such an intense moment. I can't remember exactly what I said, but the question was, if you could meet any person, dead or alive, who would it be and why? And what would you say to them? And then immediately, I started, your head just, I was going so fast. And so all these political figures were kind of popping through my mind, and it just froze on Gandhi. And I realized that he was such an advocate for nonviolent direct action, and he did amazing things, but everything he did was founded on being nonviolent and being strong and confident in what you believed in. And look what he did. He's such an amazing.
He changed the world.
He changed the world. He really did, and he changed the way we can fight for peace.
Absolutely. So I thought it was a great answer.
It kind of felt like a world peace answer that most pageant girls give, but I kind of was able to spin it into a really cool answer.
What rang in my ears, you said, I would like to meet him and ask him, how'd you do it?
Yes, that's what I said.
And I thought, that was exactly what I would love, because so many people try, but then it goes violent. But he was able to, for the most part, keep it very, very peaceful. And it's hard to have that many people believe that strongly that they don't go violent. He was amazing amazing, the movement he had. So just because somebody else is trying to be nonviolent and then it turns violent, I don't disrespect that. It's just hard to do. So it's an amazing art form that he had, and great leadership.
He was very disciplined, I think would be the right word, and very patient, because it wasn't easy.
Yeah, absolutely, it's true. So, so then you came back from the peacekeeping mission, got back into college, and then tell us about some of the film credits. What are some of the movies that you've been in?
Yes. So I did mostly theater in St. Louis. There wasn't a lot of opportunity for film that I was aware of, and then so when I moved out to Phoenix after graduation, I was able to pursue film a little bit. There's a pretty significant film industry here in Phoenix, which I'm really happy about and happy to be a part of. So it's mostly, indie flicks, and you start your way at the beginning, being an extra. And
we're overflow from LA.
Yeah,
from
we are
Hollywood.
We're
only 4-6 hours away, debatably. Okay, well, great. And so, what are some of the indie flicks that you might want to throw out there that you've been in?
There's actually Collins College is down the street from here, I think. So I was in a movie that they did called Deadly Motives, which I'm so excited about. I got to play an assassin, which is a lot of fun. I usually get cast as the bubbly girl, so to be able to play an assassin was just a blast and very Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I starred in an independent film here called Soldier Girl, which is coming out. It's actually about human trafficking as well, so it'll be interesting. And a lot of these movies are still in post-production. Post-production takes a very, very long time.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot to do in post. So, and then actually, my husband and I wrote and produced a film called Shift, which is being submitted to film festivals worldwide. I just submitted it to Sundance last week, so fingers crossed on that one.
Wow.
And it was actually, we have an award for that at the Indie Gathering Film Festival that's in August, but they already they already awarded us for Best Suspense Thriller.
Wow, very good. So it's already created and released. It's not in...
Yes, it's created and released, but we can't submit it in public because film festivals like to kind of be the first ones to showcase it. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. When we come back from break, we're going to talk a little bit, and hopefully we can have Ashraf join us as well, talk about the year of you being in the representative of Miss Arab USA and what it represents, and as that representative, maybe what that year will look like. There's so many people that what I'm told is it goes by so quickly.
I imagine it will.
It just started and then it ends, and then it's the next person's time to carry the torch. Speaking of the Olympics, but yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. But what are some things that made you decide to, one day you decided, I think I want to get into a pageant. I mean, what is that evolution of being in the pageant versus just going to college?
I don't really think it was even an evolution. I think just one day I looked at it and I thought that would be really cool. If I could win, that would be amazing. And the platform that it would give me for the causes that I care about and for my career, I just thought it was a really great platform for so many different reasons, to represent Arab American women, to launch my career as somebody who really cares about human rights. So it just made sense.
Well, great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to come back after the break and talk a little bit about the pageant itself and it's where that pageant is going to go in the next year and where it will go maybe in the next 5 years as well. So thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to tuning in back after the break. And we again want to say thank you to our sponsors at Planet Beach and at Glendale Flowers. Oh, before we do go to break, one thing I would like to do is present you with a gift to Planet Beach, so where you can go and have a day at the spa, 3 free spa sessions at Planet Beach. And there's one of several locations you can go to, so whichever one is the closest one to you.
Well, thank you so much. That's so wonderful.
You're very welcome. All right, we will go to break, and we look forward to being joined by Ashraf and Suzanne after the break.